Good morning. You're watching the news right here on CNN News 18. My name is Toya Singh. You're watching the breaking news show. It is noon, and over the next 1 hour, we're going to walk you through all of the country's top stories. Our first story is actually breaking news that's coming into us from down south in Tamil Nadu. High drama playing out in Chennai days after the state saw a Hooch tragedy. This is where you'll remember in a case of two separate incidents where people consumed spurious liquor, more than 17 people died. The opposition has continued to demand action in the case, with the AIADMK, as we speak on your screens, staging a mega stir. You'll remember in the days after the incident itself, there were more than 1,000, about almost 2,000 cases that were registered in connection with both of these incidents. State police said that 1,500 people had actually been arrested over the 2 days immediately after this incident. Police essentially launched a state-wise crackdown after 17 people died in two separate incidents after consuming illicit liquor. Now, my colleague Purnima is with us right now to bring us more context on this story. Purnima, I know that the AIADMK has been saying that the DMK government was aware that this liquor was in circulation. They've also said that there's been a rise in the sale of spurious liquor in the last 2 years under the DMK government. But what is the AIADMK demanding today with this march?
Absolutely. The allegation put forth by the AIADMK here while staging protests, number one, ever since 2021, immediately after the DMK came to power, the sale of spurious liquor in the state has only increased. That wasn't seen during the AIADMK rule. That's one allegation put forth by the AIADMK. And number two is also the lack of administration when it comes to dealing with such tragedies. They say that it took a lot of time for the DMK to in fact go to the root cause of this particular issue, and they also say that the police had made different statements over the last few days. First they said that the deaths are due to illicit liquor, and then they ruled out the possibility of a spurious liquor as a reason for the death of more than 20 odd people. Remember, till date 23 people have died in two cases in two different districts. One is Virupuram and one is Chengalpattu. Remember, yesterday also two of them from Thanjavur district also died reportedly due to the consumption of illicit liquor. So with the Hooch tragedy, the number of people losing their lives to illicit liquor only increasing. The AIADMK and the BJP are now blaming the DMK. In fact, the ADMK wants the resignation of Chief Minister MK Stalin, and as you can see the visuals on your screen, the ADMK now protesting closer to the Raj Bhavan. They are marching towards the Raj Bhavan in huge numbers. This protest is led by Edappadi Palaniswamy and other senior leaders of the ADMK, and you can see ADMK cadre with placards now marching towards the Raj Bhavan, where they will meet Governor R.N. Ravi and submit a memorandum. So you can see, as we speak, the cadre now marching towards the Raj Bhavan. Edappadi leading the protest and will be meeting with Governor to submit a memorandum. Their demand is that the Chief Minister should resign, considering that the number of people have lost their lives only because of the consumption of illicit liquor, and this has only increased during the government rule as per the AIADMK's claim. So clearly politics over the Hooch tragedy is only snowballing, with both the BJP and the AIADMK now raking up the issue, staging protests and planning to intensify protests against the DMK. Back to you.
Purnima, if you could explain to our audiences, one of the claims that the opposition has made is that the DMK is only interested in raising TASMAC's revenue. TASMAC is, of course, the Tamil Nadu State Marketing Corporation Limited. In the context of this tragedy that's taken place, can you explain the accusation? How is spurious liquor connected to an increase possibly in TASMAC's revenue?
Well, if you look at the TASMAC revenues in Tamil Nadu, more than a third of the total state's revenue comes from the revenue that is generated by the state-run liquor shops, which is the TASMAC. And the opposition has time and again before this alleged that the DMK is now trying to get revenue by selling TASMAC at a time when the parties have promised prohibition in a phased manner. The DMK is now trying to get more revenues through the sale of liquor, and the allegation is that they are trying to get more revenues through the sale. And at a time when this Hooch tragedy happens, political parties are saying that people who are not able to afford buying from Tasmak, they choose to buy illicit liquor because a 150-200 ml packet costs about 20 to 25 rupees, and for those who cannot afford buying liquor from Tasmak shops are in turn looking for illicit liquor, and that is why the Hooch tragedy took place. And because prohibition in a phased manner is not being implemented by the DMK, the increase of illicit liquor is also on a rise since the DMK rule, is the allegation that both the AIADMK and the BJP have time and again made. And that's why they say that only because there are more and more Tasmak shops, and because the revenue and the bottles sold are more than the MRP ratings, many people are now choosing illicit liquor who cannot afford, and that's why such tragedies are taking place during the DMK rule. And that's why they are connecting this illicit liquor to the revenue generated in Tasmak, and also alleging that it's because of the Minister Sendil Balaji that the ruling party is getting more revenue and they are getting more commission and bribes, is the allegation made by both the BJP and the AIADMK.
Just can you tell us, before we go over to political leaders, Purnima, all right, we have Kovai Satyam from the AIADMK with us. Purnima, stay with us. I want to go over to Mr. Satyam first. Sir, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us here on CNN News 18. Sir, we've shared with our audiences what it is that the AIADMK is alleging. They're saying that the introduction of liquor, the spread of liquor stores like Tasmak, under Tasmak, has only increased over the last few years of DMK rule. Sir, can you give us some numbers to support this accusation? Are there facts and figures to support that the DMK has been pushing for Tasmak stores increase across the state?
Yes, there is. It is not an allegation. You have data to support.
Okay, what is that data?
The strategy is 25 in numbers now. Illicit Act. 5,000 licensed outlets are there under Tasmak. But there are close to 1,000 outlets which are functioning without a proper license by swindling money through a back door. So these are all unaccounted stocks bought from different distilleries and sold through a selective retail medium, and the money flows back to the minister, Mr. Sendil Balaji. So the corruption is close to thousands and thousands of crores.
Okay. So when you're saying...
flowing of liquor across the state.
Sir, just because I'm taking down the numbers you're saying over here, I just want to understand, one of the things the AIADMK has said is that there's been an increase in these numbers as the DMK has been in power. Can you tell us what that increase is? What was it before the DMK came into power? You've told us it's about 1,000.
The Tasmak is a procurement society set up for liquor procurement and sales. And the retail outlet of Tasmak are all licensed.
Okay.
It goes for an auction and it comes under license. There are almost close to 1,000 outlets which have started to sell liquor without any license or authority or approval from the government. These are all located under the nose of the licensed Tasmak outlets, few meters from the Tasmak outlets. So the commoner will not be able to differentiate between whether it is a licensed outlet or an unlicensed outlet which is acting under the blessings of Minister Sendil Balaji. He is from Karur. So there is a famous gang called Karur Gang. The Karur Gang has a network of people who does the indenting, invoicing, selling, collection from these unlicensed outlets. So the numbers are totaling close to thousands of crores. Thousands and thousands of crores. These are all not accounted in the books of ledger of the Tasmak. These are unaccounted stocks bought from distilleries, and the sale also happens through a registered network, which are unlicensed, unapproved, and the money flows back to the minister.
Okay, so I just want to understand from you, in the days after the incident has taken place, we've seen about 1,500 arrests take place. What more does your party want in specific? Just list out for me the exact action you want to see from the DMK, please.
The first and foremost is to sack Sendil Balaji, because who is now under the SIT investigation for cash for job scam, followed which is this Tasmak scam, and there is scam in the electricity board as well. So the first thing is to sack the minister who is the highest corrupt in the Stalin regime and take punitive action. And there is a 30,000 crore allegation by the finance minister, ex-finance minister, Mr. PTR. And they have silently changed the portfolio from finance to IT, but there is no concrete action.
All right. Okay.
So the government, Mr. Stalin needs, is in a position, should give an answer what happens to the 30,000 crore allegation.
All right. So thank you. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Kubai Satyam from the AIADMK, which is, as you can see on the right side of your screens, protesting as we speak. Let's go back to my colleague Purnima, who's actually joining us from the ground. Purnima, we spoke right now to the AIADMK, and when we asked them for numbers, they said that the DMK had allowed about 1,000 stores to function without proper licensing. Because this is the opposition party, Purnima, I would like you to fact check that for us. When the AIADMK says there's been an increase under DMK leadership of unlicensed stores, does the data on the ground support that? Can you bring us some numbers, please?
Well, so far there are no official numbers on TASMAC. Remember, the AIADMK, when it came to power, they decided to introduce phased prohibition, and they shut a few TASMAC shops. But ever since COVID, they've reduced the timing of these TASMAC outlets, and ADMK started with prohibition in a phased manner. The DMK also said they will introduce prohibition in a phased manner, but so far, ever since the DMK came to power, there was no closure of TASMAC shops. It stopped with the AIADMK making a couple of announcements. They in fact have license, and but both the BJP and the AIADMK say that there are so many bars that are functioning without license, and the DMK is doing so only to increase the state's revenue. And as we speak, the AIADMK is also staging a rally and marching towards the Raj Bhavan, where Edappadi Palaniswamy and senior leaders of the ADMK will meet Governor Ravi, and their demand is that Chief Minister M.K. Stalin resigns because of the Hooch tragedy, because of the increase of spurious liquor in the state since the DMK rule. And they also say that Sendil Balaji, minister from the Council of Ministers, should be sacked because they say that he is also involved in a TASMAC scam. Both the BJP and the ADMK maintain this, and they've brought this to the notice of Governor R.N. Ravi. We'll have to wait and see how the governor now responds to the memorandum submitted by the opposition. Meanwhile, DMK says that these are mere allegations, these are baseless. The minister who's being targeted by the opposition also maintains that there is no scam in the first place, and the documents and the official data proves that these are mere allegations and they are baseless. But we'll have to wait and see how this entire politics now is going to pan out, because they've now knocked on the doors of Governor R.N. Ravi. A huge rally now marching towards the Raj Bhavan, and we'll have to wait and see what Edappadi Palaniswamy says after meeting with Governor. But clearly, politics over the Hooch tragedy and also the TASMAC issue is only going to snowball in the coming days. Back to you.
Purnima, I'm going to ask you now a larger question. It was back in 1937 that the Salem district in Tamil Nadu first saw prohibition underneath the Congress government, and at that time it was called the first state ever to get prohibition. All right, I won't actually be able to ask you the next half of that question. We're going to have to move on. That was the